Imagine this. You're sitting at the dinner table, staring at the food on your plate, and wondering, is this going to help or hurt your arthritis? I've had so many patients tell me that they're overwhelmed with the amount of advice, well-meaning advice, telling them that they should try keto, paleo, fasting diets, cut out this, eliminate that. It's exhausting. But instead of cutting out things, let's focus on foods that science actually shows reduces inflammation and helps your arthritis symptoms feel better. Today, I'm sharing the top 10 foods for arthritis that you can start enjoying right away. Trust me, these are simple changes that can make a big difference. I'm Dr. Banasali with Plant Forward MD, a rheumatologist and culinary medicine specialist. Let's dive in. Let's start with number 10 on the list, garlic and onions. These are allium vegetables, and they contain sulfur compounds that inhibit some of the inflammatory pathways. Garlic in particular has been shown to be helpful, perhaps even for cartilage health, by reducing the breakdown. And a quick tip about garlic. Whether you're crushing it or chopping it, slicing it, dicing it, just let it sit after you do that. Researchers say that helps maximize the concentration of allicin, anti-inflammatory compound, before you're heating it or processing it. So just let it sit. Be patient. What about olive oil? Well, the Mediterranean diet talks a lot about olive oil, and the antioxidants from it, the polyphenols, can help reduce the inflammation. Some studies say that it has similar effects to anti-inflammatories like NSAIDs, but a bit of caution. Olive oil is calorie dense, so if you have the choice to do it, it may be better to eat olives, like actual olives, instead of just pouring the olive oil over everything. Because yes, they can both have polyphenols, but you're gonna get a lot less calories if you eat it, instead of pouring it over everything liberally. And you can use it in cooking or as a salad dressing. Number 8 is nuts and seeds. Nuts and seeds are powerhouses, but again, they can also be calorie dense, so a little bit can take you a long way. Almonds, walnuts, flax seeds, and chia seeds are packed with healthy fats, fiber, and anti-inflammatory nutrients. Walnuts in particular are a great source of omega-3 fatty acids. Because if you remember, some of the studies for omega-3 haven't really panned out in really improving people's symptoms. But when you take something by food, we think of it as not just giving omega-3, but it's giving you other nutrition as well. A study that was just released in the Journal of Nutrition showed that pistachios might be a great bedtime snack for pre-diabetics. So they gave each of these people half a cup of pistachios a day, and the other group, though, they got popcorn, pretzels, and crackers. I don't know if that was a great comparison point, but that's what they got. And they showed that the pistachio group got more fiber and plant protein. And while it's true that a cup of pistachios has about 25 grams of protein, it also has almost 700 calories and 50 grams of fat. So while it's a great snack, you may not want to overdo it because it can give you a lot of other things that you may not want. Number 7 is whole grains. Quinoa, oats, brown rice, these are all considered great dietary fiber, and that can support gut health and reduce inflammation. Whole grains can help regulate blood sugar, which is very important for metabolic health when you have arthritis. Number 6, cherries. So cherries are another powerhouse. Instead of cherry juice, which may have a lot more sugar added to it, just eating a cherry might be better for you. These are rich in anthocyanins, and the tart cherries, especially those, have been linked to reduced levels of inflammatory markers. And in gout patients specifically, tart cherries could help prevent flare-ups or reduce the severity of the flare-ups. Number 5 on our list is fatty fish. If you eat fish, then the specific ones to try would be salmon, sardines, mackerel, and trout because they're excellent sources of omega-3, which have shown to reduce pain and stiffness in rheumatoid arthritis patients. Omega-3s can also contribute towards lowering the C-reactive protein and IL-6 levels, which we had talked about before are for inflammation. And if you do eat them, then about 2 servings a week would be reasonable. And if you don't eat fish, no problem. There are excellent sources of omega-3s for vegetarians and vegans as well. Aside from hemp seeds, you can also eat walnuts or chia seeds, flax seeds, and if you want a quick boost of omega-3 in your day, you can take a tablespoon of chia seeds, mix it into some juice or water, let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes until you kind of get a jelly-like substance, and then just drink it. Not only do you get your omega-3, but you also get fiber. Easy. Number 4 is cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower. Also Brussels sprouts, they contain sulforaphane, which is a compound that could block enzymes linked to joint destruction. They're also rich in antioxidants and fiber. All the better for gut health. And you don't have to pay $20 to $30 for a cauliflower steak at a restaurant to enjoy this. It's really easy to make at home, and I'll tell you the secret is really the sauce that you use. You're gonna slice it, but what you put on top of it to season it is really gonna make it tasty or not. And my kids love it. You just have to find the right sauce for it. Now a little bit about arthritis and weight, because that's equally important to the diet. One of the most impactful changes that you can do for arthritis symptoms is keeping a healthy weight, because we know that obesity, having a high body mass index or a BMI, can really contribute to severe arthritis symptoms. Studies show that metabolic syndrome, which is usually associated with these high sugar, high calorie Western diet, accelerates osteoarthritis progression. And osteoarthritis is one of the most common types of arthritis out there. You can get more cartilage defects, bone spurs, and inflammation in your joints. But the good news is that a weight loss, like even a tiny weight loss, let's say 5%, that can really improve your symptoms. And a 10% reduction will give you even better results. Beyond the joint stress relief, weight loss also reduces inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein and interleukin 6, which are drivers of arthritis-related pain and stiffness. Number 3 is the golden spice turmeric, specifically the active part called curcumin. This is a powerful anti-inflammatory compound. And studies are suggesting that curcumin supplements, about 500 to 1,000 milligrams a day, could reduce joint pain and stiffness, especially in osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. This is also a study that my team performed and we published recently regarding the arthritis and how people felt that their symptoms improved when they took turmeric. If you add black pepper or biopurine, it can help the absorption. But a little bit of caution here. There has been some cases in the literature that showed that people went into liver failure by taking turmeric. Now, we don't know how much turmeric they were actually getting. They were using black pepper or biopurine, and so that does increase the absorption, and they may be getting too much. There needs to be more data on that. So just remember, even though it's a supplement, it's a botanical, it can still have its own dangers. So just be wary when you take a supplement. When you take it by mouth as a food, when you're shaving it into your salads, it's not going to probably have as many of the negative adverse effects. But when you're taking a tablet or a capsule, you have to really be careful of what you're getting and what are the consequences and what are the potential problems with that, because it can also thin the blood. So if you're on blood thinners, then you may want to avoid them. This brings us to number 2, leafy greens. So Swiss chard, kale, spinach are rich in vitamin A, C, and K, and also antioxidants like lutein and beta carotene. These nutrients can help reduce inflammation and help protect joint tissue. Generally, the rule of thumb is the darker the green, the higher the nutrition content. And the last one, number 1 on this list of anti-inflammatory foods to add towards your diet, is berries. Berries like strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, blueberries can be so beneficial for arthritis symptoms. They give you not only antioxidants, but those anthocyanins that we talked about. These compounds can combat oxidative stress and inflammation, which are central to arthritis progression. Studies show that just 1 cup of blueberries a day can reduce inflammation in rheumatoid arthritis patients. And don't forget, a cup of raspberries a day can give you about 8 grams of fiber. All the better, like we said, for gut health, because we always want to help the gut. So far, I have not said anything about following a specific diet. It's about adding these powerful foods into your diet to see if that can help your arthritis symptoms. Everybody is different. Everybody has foods that they may be sensitive to and others that might make them feel better. You have to see what works for you. Have you tried any foods that have helped your arthritis symptoms? Drop it in the comments. But there are some foods that it's probably better to cut down or cut out. And those are number 1, processed foods. Processed foods are considered pro-inflammatory, so we don't want them if arthritis symptoms are a big concern. The second category that I would really try to reduce would be sugary foods. High sugary foods, high sugary beverages. Those are also considered pro-inflammatory and not helpful for arthritis symptoms. Red meat and processed meat also falls under this category. While fish may be okay for the Mediterranean diet and maybe helping some arthritis symptoms, there isn't much data to say that red meat is helpful, and also it might be worse for you because of heart disease risks. And even if you have arthritis symptoms, you still want to have good health and reduce your chance of getting heart disease. And the last category that I want to talk about is refined carbohydrates. If you're going into the fast food store and you're buying a donut, that's a refined carbohydrate, depending on the flour that they're using. If you really want to have dessert, consider making it at your home, putting your own flour in it, seeing exactly what goes into it. It's not that you need to cut out all desserts or cut out all carbohydrates. You may have to change the ratios that you use or that you eat. So remember, even though diet is a key approach to helping arthritis symptoms, it's not everything. You still have more to do. It's most effective when you combine it with other strategies like physical activity, stress management, and adequate sleep. Together, all of these interventions can form a comprehensive plan to help attack that arthritis pain. You may still need medications, and that's okay, but we're trying overall to reduce medications and improve what you can through your lifestyle. If you found this information helpful, consider adding some of these foods to your daily life and seeing if it helps your arthritis symptoms. Small changes can make big improvements over time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Dr. Banasali with Plant Forward MD, here for tips and tricks to help improve your health.